This is a crochet tutorial for the Perfect Bouquet by Anna Nikipirowicz. This is part 2 for the Dusty Miller. All other details are the same as for the small leaf in part 1. For clarity, we are using chunky yarn in 2 colors and a 6.5mm crochet hook for the large leaf. The details of the addendum of the pattern are in the description. So after you make a slip knot, make 27 chains. The main stem for this large leaf would be in green and the rest would be in pink. And then slip stitch in the 7th chain from the hook. Chain 5. Slip stitch in the same chain as the previous slip stitch. And then slip stitch in the next 4 chains. Chain 10. And then slip stitch in the 5th chain from the hook. Chain 3. Slip stitch again in the same chain as the previous slip stitch. And then slip stitch in the next 5 chains. So this is how you are going to make every petal for the large leaf. Slip stitch in 2 chains along the main stem. Chain 10 again. And then from the 5th chain from the hook, we slip stitch. Chain 3, slip stitch in the same chain as the previous slip stitch. And then slip stitch down to 5 chains. So you're going towards the main stem. And then slip stitch along the 2 chains along the main stem. Chain 10. Fifth chain from the hook, slip stitch. Chain 3. And then slip stitch again in the same chain as the previous slip stitch. And then we slip stitch in the next 5 chains. So you're going towards the main stem yet again. So all in all, you have 3 + 1 petals on this side. Slip stitch 1 time on the main stem. And then turn your work facing the other side. And then slip stitch on that other side. And then slip stitch up the main stem 1 more time. Chain 10. And then from the 5th chain from the hook, we slip stitch. Chain 3, slip stitch again in the same chain. And then slip stitch along the 5 chains towards the main stem. And then slip stitch in 2 chains along the main stem in the same direction. So you're going up the flower. Chain 10. And then slip stitch on the 5th chain from the hook. Chain 3. Slip stitch in the same chain. And then 5 chains towards the main stem. slip stitch in the next 2 chains along the main stem. So again, going up the flower. Chain 10. So this will be the final petal for this large leaf. 5th chain from the hook, we slip stitch. Chain 3. Slip stitch again in the same chain, and then slip stitch in the next 5 chains, going towards the main stem. Slip stitch one more time along the main stem, and then turn your work, because we are going to be slip stitching along the main stem going downwards. So you will be slip stitching a total of 19 times along this main stem. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because you are working in between the petals, and you might find it a little bit crowded, especially in the upper part of the large leaf. So in total, you will be making 3 large leaves and 2 small leaves. Now it is up to you if you're going to double up on the yarn. I find it gets a bit tricky when we're working with more yarn for this particular pattern. So again, for more details about the addendum to this pattern, just check out the description for this video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again.